How to shop strategically for survival supplies. Introduction. Emergencies and unforeseen events can happen at any time. That is why every family needs to have a survival kit. If you are not prepared for disasters, it will be hard for you to survive them. However, if you know what to do and how to respond to them, you will reduce the impact of crises on your life and ensure you and your loved ones are well protected. Building an emergency kit is vital to getting through difficult times, providing for your family's needs, and avoiding hunger or injuries caused by unforeseen events. However, you have to be careful about what you buy. Don't just buy anything and everything you can afford. Prioritize your family's health and keep them nourished even in difficult times. Today I'll share effective tips to help you shop strategically for survival supplies and ensure your family's safety. Let's get started. 1. Identify your family's needs. Buying stuff that your family doesn't need or won't use is pointless. It's a waste of money. You have to buy things that you need and the ones you'll use. So, identify your family's needs and cater to them. Consider everyone around the home and make sure you provide what they want. For example, if you have someone who doesn't eat meat, make sure your survival kit has a balanced vegetarian diet. If one of your family members has special needs or certain illnesses, take that into account when shopping for supplies. Doing this ensures everyone's needs are met even during emergencies. If there's a shortage of supplies in supermarkets, as is normal, you don't have to worry about failing to buy what you want because you've already stocked the right items. Ask yourself the following questions when shopping for survival items. What's a normal meal like for you and your loved ones? Are there any specific foods certain family members don't eat? Are there any foods they should stay away from? What do you need to survive 3 months indoors? What sort of items do you need to obtain energy in case the main power grid fails? What medical supplies do certain family members need? What items must you add to your first aid kit? And what sort of supplies do you need for your pet to survive the emergency? If you have an infant or toddler, consider their needs as well. Make sure your kit contains all the essentials that everyone around the house needs. Focus on the essential items first so you don't waste or run out of cash before purchasing the basics. Doing this helps you save and avoid wasting money on things no one needs or uses. Your emergency kit should have everything you and your family need to survive an emergency, no matter how long it lasts. Include everyone around the home when buying or writing your shopping list. That includes the kids as well. Make the process fun for them and let them help. Write down everything each family member wants and then review the list together and make adjustments. For example, you can have an essentials or needs column and a luxuries or wants column. List everything each family member needs under the needs column and all luxuries or things you can live without under the wants column. Once you've compiled your list and everyone has mentioned what they want, review it. Only focus on the essentials and prioritize them. You can add the luxury items after you've bought everything in the first column, and if you have some money left, make sure your kids understand why certain things are listed under the essentials column while others fall under the needs column. 2. Get real value for your money. One mistake that most preppers make is overspending. You shop for supplies you don't need or ones you won't use and end up pouring money down the drain. The main reason for overspending is panic buying and fearing certain items won't be available when you need them. Certain emergencies lead to a supply chain disruption, and certain supplies may not be available when disaster strikes. However, you don't have to stock up on things you won't need or use frequently. Get value for money when creating your survival kit and avoid waste. Achieve this by taking inventory of what you have, buying food in season, using coupons, and buying in bulk. Go through everything you have before spending. Write a list of what you have and determine whether or not you should add to it. For example, let's say you want to buy rice in bulk. Determine how much you have and the additional amount you need for a certain period. Doing this helps you save and avoid buying foods that will expire before use. Buy food in season as it is affordable and often priced to sell at that time. Take advantage of fresh produce, look for great deals, and buy when the prices are low. This helps you control your spending and save. Find out what's on sale and buy in bulk. Promotions help you lower your grocery bills and enable you to purchase all the items you need plus a few luxuries. So, take advantage of that. You can also use coupons to add items to your survival kit. Just make sure they are for supplies you need and ones that will come in handy during an emergency. 3. Buy in bulk. The most effective way to shop for survival supplies is to buy in bulk. You can avoid waste, only purchase the exact amount you need, and save. It is also a cheaper and more efficient way to shop for supplies. You become mindful of what you buy and focus more on important items and less on things you don't necessarily need. You purchase the right amount and avoid waste. Buying in bulk has many benefits. However, you need to know what supplies you should buy and what to avoid to get real value for your money. The main goal is to save money and reduce waste. So, when you buy things you won't use, you miss the mark. Consider your current needs, your family's current needs, and things you'll need to survive 3 or so months of an emergency. Buy supplies that will cater to those needs. Healthy food to stockpile and survive any crisis are canned foods that contain liquid, non-perishable foods, rice, beans, grains, canned meats, dried vegetables, dried fruits, fruit bars, dry cereal, flour, honey, and salt. Other important survival supplies you should buy in bulk are toiletries, laundry detergent, light bulbs, flashlights, batteries, moving boxes, packing tape, toothpaste, and baby products. The most important thing is to buy items with a long shelf life to reduce waste. Next, find out how you'll generate energy for lighting, cooking, heating water, and keeping your home warm during the winter. Make sure you have an alternative power source in case the main power grid fails. You can invest in solar energy, for example. Leverage comparison shopping to find the best prices and save. Comparison shopping is when you compare product prices across different sellers and choose a retailer with the cheapest offer. It is a great way to save and ensure you afford all the supplies you need. Staying organized is important when it comes to storing your survival supplies. It allows you to keep track of your supplies and identify items that have expired. So, keep your prepper pantry neat and accessible. A few things you need to do to achieve that are to assess your storage space, group similar items, create a labeling system, and prioritize accessibility. Determine the size of your prepper pantry, know how much you can store, and maximize your space. If you don't have an extra room to turn into a survival storage space, use a closet, your garage, or your basement. Keep your space clean and neat. If you have to add extra shelves to hold all the items and keep them organized, go ahead and do so. It will be worth it in the end. When organizing your pantry, group similar items together for easy access. This will make it easy for you to find what you need and keep the pantry orderly. Label your shelf to make it easy for anyone to know where to look for certain items. For example, you can label all detergents as cleaning products. Keep the storage room locked and off limits to maintain order. Make sure everyone around the home knows the supplies are only for emergencies and mustn't be used for any other purposes. 4. Renew stock. Do storage inventory to keep track of your supplies, identify expiry dates, and renew the stock. One mistake that most preppers make is storing supplies and failing to renew or keep track of them. This is why you'll only notice certain items have expired after an emergency occurs and when it's no longer available in store. So constantly review your storage, keep track of expiry dates, and rotate stock. This will also help keep your food fresh and avoid waste. When storing food, always add a purchasing date and an expiry date. Keep products or items that are about to expire at the front and ones with a longer shelf life at the back. Use the former first and avoid throwing things away. If you have foods that are rotated frequently, determine the best time to buy more and avoid having an empty shelf. When renewing stock, make sure you leverage promotions and save. Be on the lookout for flash sales, discounts, buy one get one free promos, loyalty programs, and other special deals. Doing this helps you purchase everything you need, save money, and keep your prepper's storage full. The place you choose as your storage space matters. It is key to keeping your food and other survival supplies safe. So keep that in mind when selecting your storage space. When picking your location, consider room temperature, oxygen, moisture, light, and containers. Cooler temperatures are key to preserving your food. So, don't use shelves or cabinets near hot pipes, the oven, stove, or any other heat-generating appliances. 5. Shop for different supplies. Remember that building a prepper's pantry and shopping for supplies doesn't have to be a painful process where you only focus on needs and avoid luxuries at all costs. As long as you have all the essentials, you can create different food categories to get through difficult times. So, divide your supplies into 3 categories: critical supplies, essential supplies, and luxury items. This will help make the entire process fun and allow you and the family to survive difficult times. Your critical items should include cash in hand, shelter, water, non-perishable and healthy food, a can opener, a first aid kit, personal medication, pain relievers, an energy source, flashlights, local maps, a whistle, a cell phone, a phone charger, batteries, battery-operated radio, proper clothing, solar power, and a portable stove, depending on the type of emergency or crisis you have and its effects. Essential survival foods include canned meats, canned fruits, canned vegetables, herbs, rice, dried pasta, beans, barley, high-energy foods, protein bars, potato flakes, peanut butter, granola or dry cereal, pasteurized milk, grains, legumes, sugar, salt, flour, honey, nuts, spices, rolled oats, baking soda, and dried corn. Your luxuries can include chocolates, truffles, baking essence and flavorings, cheese, oysters, and desserts. 6. Avoid common mistakes. The only way to succeed is to avoid the most common mistakes preppers make when buying survival food and building a pantry. That includes buying food you don't like, not having enough food, not storing a variety of foods, failing to keep track of what you store, purchasing foods with short expiry dates, ignoring nutritional information, neglecting an alternative power source, not having an alternate water supply, not researching what you are buying, and only preparing for one type of disaster. Buying foods that you don't like leads to waste and makes it difficult for you to maintain your prepper's pantry. If you purchase foods that neither you nor your family likes, no one will eat them and you'll end up throwing them away. So, focus on the family's favorites and your own to keep your supplies fresh and edible. It will make it easy for you to keep track of expiry dates and rotate the food. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to focus on junk foods if that's what you or your family enjoys. It simply means you have to include everyone's favorites when shopping to make the entire process bearable. It is also important to include healthy foods even if no one likes them because it's for their benefit. Just make sure you don't focus mainly on them. Buy the right amount of food and make sure you have enough to get you through difficult times. Determine the amount you need for your daily needs and shop accordingly. Consider breakfast, lunch, and dinner when planning. Store a variety of foods and avoid making the process burdensome. Make sure your kids and everyone around the house enjoy shopping for an emergency. Don't buy supplies with short expiry dates because it will be difficult for you to track inventory. You'll end up throwing away items, wasting money, and failing to save. Another mistake that preppers make is ignoring nutritional information when buying. Keeping your family healthy and staying healthy is important even during unexpected events. So, prioritize everyone's health and make sure you buy foods with high nutritional content. Don't focus too much on stocking food and fail to consider alternative power sources and water systems. Consider the effects of every critical disaster that can occur and be prepared. Don't just focus on supply chain disruption. Determine how you'll respond to water shortages, power outages, unexpected illnesses, and financial losses. Build an emergency water supply and shop for items that will help you with the process. Make sure your prepping water storage has enough to cater to all your needs. That includes cooking, bathing, cleaning, washing, drinking, and watering the garden. If you have one, invest in renewable energy to ensure you have access to electricity when there are power outages. Stock emergency kit supplies that can help you and your loved ones tend to injuries and avoid illnesses. Have multiple income streams to prepare for financial losses. Don't depend on one income source. Build cash reserves to ensure you have all the money you need to cater to certain needs and manage cash flow. Conclusion: shopping for emergencies is one of the most important things every family should do. Every home needs survival gear. You can only get through emergencies by preparing for them and having everything you need to survive. So, shop strategically for your supplies. Determine everything you need to survive and avoid wasting money on things you don't need. Use the above-mentioned tips to shop effectively and be better prepared for any unexpected event. Best of luck.